That is what I am talking about. The Phillies go down 4-0. Charlie Morton's dominating them. But what happens? Morton's at 100 pitches. Brian Snicker, he's got one more batter. Brandon Marsh comes in, 2 runners on, and he hits a 3-run home run, 4-3 ball game. And then Nick Castellanos, a 2-run shot to take the lead. Phillies never look back. They beat the Braves 5-4. A huge, huge comeback win. They are now 6 games ahead of the Braves. I can't stress this enough. I said in the pregame show, this was the biggest series of the season so far, especially game 1. It sets the tone for the rest of the series, and the Phillies have a comeback win, down 4 runs, and they came back. Players of the game, obviously, both Nick Castellanos, who's 2 for 4, hit that go-ahead home run, 2 RBIs, 2 runs. And then, of course, Brandon Marsh, 1 home run, 3 RBIs, a stellar game from the Phillies. They were dead for a majority of this game. They really had no offense up until the bottom of the 6th inning. And Brandon Marsh hitting that home run, and then the very next inning, Nick Castellanos going yard. So, huge, huge win. Christopher Sanchez had a decent game, 5 2/3, 7 hits, 2 runs. Gave up technically 4 runs, but it's the way the scoring works. But only 2 earned runs and then 8 strikeouts. So we'll get to the triple play later because we did pretty well with that. Speaking of the triple play, though, one negative tonight. Alec Bohm did leave the game earlier with left hand discomfort. Swung the bat and looked like he hurt his hand. I asked my brother, shout out Frank, he was an athletic trainer, knows a lot about the human body. So I was like, there's no way he could have broken his hand on a swing, right? And he's like, yeah, he could have. So hopefully it's nothing serious. Hopefully Bohm is back in tomorrow or Saturday at the latest. So wishing all the best to Alec Bohm. Talked about the keys to the game. Stop striking out because Phillies struck out 12 times yesterday, and Charlie Morton has been striking out a lot of guys recently. Phillies only 7 strikeouts. I don't think this number changed. Let me just double check. I don't want to get fact checked or anything. They struck out. Okay, it's not telling me on ESPN app. So let's go to the score. They struck out 8 times. So sorry for misleading all of you. Let me change that. They didn't strike out 7 times. They struck out 8 times, but you know what? They got the job done. I don't care if you strike out 20 times and you win the game. A win is a win is a win. I mean, you obviously don't want it for the future, but Phillies, they had a pretty solid offensive game. Besides Brandon Marsh and Nick Castellanos, really didn't do much. But the Phillies won. There's no complaints. The Phillies won. That is all that matters. We had to avoid giving up the long ball. Matt Olson did hit 2 bombs. He hit one. Did it get to Ashburn Alley? It hit the ivy. I don't know if it went over the ivy or not. It certainly looked like it did. I don't know. People weren't reacting though. Like that, there's a guy right there, and he was just no reaction. So I don't think it went to Ashburn Alley, but it very well could have been. So yeah, Matt Olson hit 2 home runs, but it doesn't matter because I said the Phillies, they needed to hit the long ball. Charlie Morton, when he gave up 2+ home runs, Braves were 0-4 in those games. Morton didn't give up the 2 home runs, but the Braves did. Obviously, Brandon Marsh, that 3-run home run in the 6th, and then Nick Castellanos, the 2-run homer in the 7th to take the lead. Man, huge, huge win for the Phillies. And we had some more wins on the HRS Triple Play. So let's check that out. I'm going to give us 2 of 2 tonight because Alec Bohm left the game early with the hand injury. So I don't know if that works. I got the answer to the question the other day about the over-under because bet the over on runs at 10, but the line or the final line was 10. So I was like, is that a void? Do you get your money back? Is it, do you lose no matter what? Found out that it's a void bet. So anybody that bet the over or under at 10 runs, they got their money back. But tonight, Christopher Sanchez, over 4.5 strikeouts at minus 165. That hit. Got that pretty early on. I believe he got that in the third or fourth inning, which is pretty crazy. And then Alec Boehm, 2+ total bases at plus 100. He unfortunately left the game. So we did not get that. And then JT Realmuto over 1.5 HRR at minus 115. That hit. Got a hit and scored on the home run in the 6th inning. So bada bing, bada boom. We hit another 2. Didn't hit the bonus bet, but you know what? That's okay. We still hit 2. And you know what you need to do? Go to Win Daily now. Use that code HEAT. Get 50% off. The time is running out. Got just about a week to do so. So you better go to Win Daily now and use your code HEAT and get 50% off. Because another 2 tonight. The HRS triple play is the hottest thing in sports. Christopher Sanchez got the over on the 4.5 strikeouts. Alec Boehm, we don't count it. He left with an injury. Prayers up to him. And JT Realmuto got it. The over on the 1.5 HRR. So what are you doing? We use the Win Daily method here. So you got, again, use your code HEAT. Get 50% off. And you can use these in the parlay. You can use these single betting. Been hitting at multiple. We're on a multiple game streak. Yesterday we only hit 1, but still, 1 is a good day. Hitting 1 is really good. So we've been on a roll since the Kansas City game. We've been on a roll for a while, but we've just been doing even better for the past week. So again, go to Win Daily. Use your code HEAT. Go into the not just Philly moments of the night. Dodgers playing the O's at 10-10 tonight. Talked about the Brewers earlier. They beat the Giants 6-0. Phillies gained a game on the Braves, obviously. Not sure the Mets are doing. I forget who they were playing. I know they just wrapped up in Arizona, lost the series there. They actually had a 4-game series. They beat the Diamondbacks 3-2 tonight. They gained a game on the Braves, so they're about, 8 games? No, they're not. They're still 9 because the Phillies won 2. But Braves down a game. Phillies up 6 on them now. Huge, huge, huge. Yeah, man, heck of a comeback. Biggest win of the year so far. Sets the tone for the rest of the series. Now, imagine if Taijuan Walker was starting in this game and he gave up 6 runs. Would the Phillies have came back from that? Hard to tell. But Christopher Sanchez had a decent game. Had that one pitch right down the middle of Matt Olson. But Casty and Brandon Marsh, studs. They are studs. Brandon Ayuk. He signed an extension with the San Francisco 49ers. 4 years, $120 million. I believe he's getting, $30 million a year, I believe I saw. I think he's a little bit overpaid. I'm not the biggest Brandon Ayuk guy. Brandon Ayuk is good. I don't think he's elite or anything. He's getting the same amount of money as Tyreek Hill, which is kind of crazy. He's getting near like A.J. Brown money. I would have Brandon Ayuk as like a tier 3 receiver, maybe low end tier 2, high end tier 3. I don't think he deserves to get paid a ton of money. Ranger Suarez is on the mound tomorrow. Hopefully he can do well. We'll be talking all about it on the pregame show tomorrow, but let's do a little preview. Let's look at Ranger Suarez against the Braves. And then we shut them down in the playoffs. Let's see. Computer to not glitch out. That would be great. Okay, we are having technical difficulties with the stat site. No, it's not loading. I think I might be frozen. I think my whole computer's frozen right now. There we go. Okay, we are back. Ranger Suarez, 2-3 with a 3.72 ERA, 62 strikeouts and save against the Braves since his career in 2018 began. What did he do? He pitched against them this year. Pitched in 2 games this year. Not great. Gave up 8 total runs in 10 innings. So Ranger Suarez not having the best success against the Braves this year. But guess what? The Phillies haven't had a lot of success against the Braves this year, and they had a 4-0 comeback with Strider. Was still pitching, so we get frustrated. Oh man, a guy that got easily broken by the Philly crowd. Had the first game, obviously, with the Rhys Hoskins bat spike. That was his first game back off injury, but still got rattled by the crowd. And then last year, he came in and Nick Castellanos, one of the heroes of tonight's game, hit 2 home runs off Strider last year. You never want to see someone hurt, especially as a baseball fan, especially someone as good as Spencer Strider is. But I'm not complaining that he's not playing right now. It's kind of helping the Braves be not as good as they are. Whit Merrifield, how good did that feel after he hit the walk-off against the Phillies? Or not the walk-off. He had that really good performance. He's been red hot with the Braves. Goes 0 for 5 tonight and hits one of the, what he had the game losing out, right? Yeah. Did he strike out or did he? No, he flew out. I don't know. Anyway, Whit Merrifield, the final out of the game, 0 for 5 tonight. But that felt good. He got a lot of boos as predicted when he came up to bat when he was introduced. So, oh man, that felt pretty good. So, NCAA football week 1 going on right now. Let's see how that's going. I know Colorado was losing. UCF is up 50-3 on New Hampshire. NC State is only up by 3 on Western Carolina, which is kind of crazy. Any other big games? Kansas is up 34-0. Missouri up 35-0 on Murray State. Colorado is down 3 at halftime to North Dakota State. Shout out to Carson Wentz, his alma mater. They are currently beating Colorado by 3 at halftime. Shedeur Sanders got 254 yards and 2 touchdowns. Travis Hunter's got 3 catches, 63 yards and a touchdown. So, man, 254 passing yards, and you only have 14 points? That's kind of crazy. Yeah, I wish Tony was here for the big win. He had some technical issues, so he can – I think he might get on tomorrow. We'll see. But, yeah, Penn State. I'm not a big Penn State guy. Obviously, mentioned earlier, I'm a big Temple guy. Temple and UCF, they're my two. I mean, obviously, not the greatest success college football-wise. UCF national champions. That's a ridiculous claim. But it's hanging up in there. It's not even hanging up. It's imprinted on their press box. It says National Champions 2017. Yeah, UCF fans really do think they won the national championship in 2017, which, to be fair, they were undefeated 2 seasons in a row. They beat Auburn. Auburn beat Alabama, but that logic. Same thing with like MMA logic. You could dominate one guy and then lose to the guy that guy dominated. So it's UCF is I love UCF though. Love all my boys. They are up 50-3. So if you took them, they were minus 38.5. If you took that, that is hitting by a lot. Well, Utah ranked number 12. They're up 14-0. Rutgers beat Howard 44-7. Temple plays tomorrow. Who does Penn State play? West Virginia. They're only minus 7.5. That's not bad. A lot of people, I saw people projecting West Virginia to finish in the top 4 this year. You side with the Temple local team. Yeah, my brothers went there, so I would always, when I was younger, we'd always go to the tailgates. So I would be throwing the football around. I mean, obviously they'd be doing tailgating activities, and I would just be there chowing down Philly soft pretzels and Gatorades, sitting in my chair throwing the Nerf football. But yeah, Temple was my childhood team, and then my kind of teen years UCF. But now I just root for both. Rutgers is a North Jersey team. I'm a South Jersey guy, so I don't really. I mean, I still root for them, but not my favorite team. Prefer UCF and Temple. Not a big fan of Penn State. Used to like them. One of my cousins went there, but not a big fan of Temple. We went to a Temple Penn State game. We were a little red speck, 4 of us, a little red speck in a sea of white, accidentally lined up in the student section, which was pretty scary. I thought we were gonna bite the dust there. We were a little rowdy, but so. If you were watching the game, the Phillies were showing the charity wiffle ball thing, and it reminded me. I said earlier that I kept on fouling balls off, like tipping it, and that eventually I hit the last pitch. Like, all right, last pitch, kid, and I was like, and then I hit it out. So I wasn't lying. Here's the deal. Maybe the Phillies should sign me. I don't know. That's the only time I ever hit anything there. I mean, it was out of the park. It was in the parking lot. So pretty impressive. But actually went to a Temple game, a Phillies game the same day. Oh, dang. That would be a cool thing. That's always something I've wanted to do was go to 2 or even 3 if that's possible in the same day. I don't even know if that would work unless the Phillies played at 1 or the Flyers or Sixers played at 1. Then the Phillies or the Flyers or the Sixers played at like 4. But even then, that's pushing it because that parking lot's crowded. Like there is a ton of parking there, but if you have multiple events, that's tough because I know the other night they had the Bruce Springsteen concert, but then they had Childish Gambino at Wells Fargo Center too. So those parking lots can get crowded, but not many people go to the Temple games anymore. They're not a great team. They're still in the American Conference, American Athletic Conference. Uh, they don't even have Kurt Warner's son. He went to Rice. EJ Warner transferred there, but I would really like to do that sometime, whether that's Phillies and Eagles or Temple and Flyers, Wings even. That'd still be pretty cool. Wings and Flyers in the same day. They do. That's right. I forgot. Like the Sixers and the Flyers do have games on the same day. I like seeing the videos where they have the basketball courts and then they transform it to the ice or vice versa. It's pretty cool. It's usually the hockey games that are earlier, at least on the Sundays, because that's when it usually happens. They usually do that. Do you have to leave the stadium at all, or you just like how does that work? I would assume you would have to leave the stadium just because it's like 2 different teams, but that's pretty cool. Because I've only been to a double header for the Phillies. That's like the only 2 games in a row I've seen. And I was like, oh, you have to get 2 tickets. But it was like that COVID time where they were like, oh, yeah, you need 2 tickets. But it was a Thursday in August. It was actually year ago from a couple weeks ago. But not a year ago. It was 3 years ago. What am I talking about? But yeah, they were not strict at all with the tickets. They said we needed multiple tickets for both games, but nobody ever checked anything. So I guess it was good for both games. And we were sitting in the second deck in the first game. And then, yeah, we sat front row in right field for the second game. That was the Brad Miller game. So it was pretty awesome. Flyers at 1, Wings at 7. So time between go to Xfinity. There you go. Are they still building that East Sports Arena? I saw they were trying to do that like years ago. So I guess that's not in development. Esports, that's huge now. My school I went to, Full Sail, they have they call it the Fortress. That's like their gaming arena. It was pretty cool. I called a ping pong. I commentated a ping pong tournament there. So it's pretty cool though. It's where they not the Fortress, but Full Sail. They used to film. Anybody that watches NXT, that's where they used to have it. Full Sail Live, because that school is so tech advanced. It's crazy. School is the most technologically advanced school in the world, but they can't have competent vending machines. Full Sail. What's up with that? Why don't you have good vending machines? Steph Curry, he signed an extension with the Warriors 1 year, I believe $62.2 million. I think he wanted more years, but because of how old he is, they can only give him a 1-year contract. A lot of people were saying that he might be a trade deadline candidate, like out of nowhere, because he wants to win one more trophy before he retires. But I believe now with the extension, he has to be with the Warriors. So Connor Dixon, if you're watching this, I'm sure you're stoked about that. Your favorite player of all time on your favorite team. But yeah, Ronaldo. Oh my goodness. Ronaldo Lopez, 7-4 with a 2.02 ERA. Struck out the Phillies 10 times in his last start against them. Going up against Ranger Suarez, 11-5 with a 2.82 ERA. Should be a good one. I did Phillies last year and then watched Eagles versus Patriots Xfinity. Oh, so that was opening day. That was cool. My roommate was a Patriots fan, so like leading up to week 1, it was funny because the friend group we had in college was 2 Eagles fans, 2 Patriots fans. So we were hyping up. We were trash talking each other a lot. And then me and my roommate watched the game. Darius Slay had the pick on the first drive of the game. And I'm a Philly guy, so I can get pretty loud and rowdy and obnoxious. So, yeah, safe to say he was in his room by halftime. Go Birds. That was a good game. A lot of the games were good. The only game I didn't watch, because 2022, I had a superstition. I would only watch the game in my room on my monitor. I would plug my computer in to the monitor, and they won every game. And anytime I watched it in the living room, they lost. They lost the Jets game. What was the other game that lost that year? Oh, and then I came home. I came home for winter break. Both games I was home for winter break, they lost. So I watched all the playoffs in my room. They won all those except for the Super Bowl. Didn't watch it in my bedroom on my monitor. So is that the reason why the Eagles didn't win the Super Bowl? No, it's Jonathan Gannon. But still, let me suffer. And then last year, what did I do? I always have a jersey thing. Like I have to wear a certain jersey all year, especially if they're winning. Like I kept wearing the Jason Kelsey one last year, and then I don't know, they just kept losing for some reason. Wore my Tebow jersey the year they won the Super Bowl, so that was pretty awesome. What else? My Minshew jersey was 2022. That's it. I think I have a Sproles one. I think that was a little bit. So I'm assuming this year is going to be the Kelsey one again. We got to have a good season where the Kelsey jersey consistently was looking like last year. Started 10-1, but stuff happens. Appreciate you, Adam. Hopefully I can keep doing this. Hopefully I can keep doing more. I believe Monday. I don't know if Tony's going to be hopping on. I hope he does, but I know I'll be here doing a NFL predictions video. I'll be going through full standings for each team, predicting the playoffs, predicting the award winners. So Monday, not sure what time, but Phillies have off that day, so no pre or post game. So hopefully NFL predictions video, and then Tuesday Pike's Pub. I will be there. I'll definitely be making an appearance. So hopefully I can see some of you there. Pre-game live tomorrow at 5:30, same time as today. Ranger Suarez, Reynaldo Lopez. Should be a pitcher's duel. Both have been very good when they have played, have had some time on the injured list, but they're back now. And hopefully we get to see them both at their peak performance, because a pitcher's duel here and there, I like a pitcher's duel. Not all the time, but a little bit every here and there. It's good. I like it. Plus, these are two guys that can shut you down, especially Reynaldo Lopez struck out the Phillies 10 times. I'm sure we'll be talking all about that tomorrow live here on Heat Ratio Sports at 5:30 p.m. Eastern. Make sure you're liking, make sure you're commenting, make sure you're subscribing and pressing that notification bell, because you get notified anytime we go live, when we're about to go live. So if you want to watch these, which you should, because this is just the beginning. This is nothing compared to what we got coming here. We got a ton more of content coming your way, especially for football season, NBA starting up, NHL starting up, eventually the lacrosse is starting up. So, and Red October is coming in just about a month. So all the content coming here, you are not going to want to miss it. So make sure you're liking, commenting, subscribing, and pressing that notification bell here on Heat Ratio Sports, whether you're watching on Facebook, YouTube, or Twitch. Make sure you're staying in the loop. So have a good night, everyone. Appreciate everyone tuning in. Stay safe. See you tomorrow, and stay fresh, my friends.